Welcome back to another video, although the first part of this you can't see what I'm doing because the e-file's in the way. Anyway, this is the lovely Bev. She's come back today. She had her very first set of nude nails 3 weeks ago, so she's come back today for a redesign. She's decided to stick to the nude, but because of the Christmas period and the way she's booked in, we're actually going 4 weeks on this next set because she's then going to have a new set for Christmas. So we are I'm going to redo these nails, so I'm taking them down quite a lot in length. I'm also taking them right back, so I'm not infilling, I'm redesigning, even though I'm using the same nude on her index fingers as she's already got, because I want to make sure there is no lifting whatsoever under those nails. So using my extra coarse bit just to take all that bulk off and to get them as thin as possible and to cut the majority of that length down. We are then going to be doing her a nude set with some peach glitter, which is a really nice glitter. So I have sped this up and I haven't left everything in. I haven't left any finished filing. It's literally the cut down, the prep and the redesign. So when I'm doing filing down, I take as much off as quickly as I can with my e-file. My e-file is on full speed at this point, and I'm tickling over that acrylic, so long downward strokes. It doesn't burn. If you have it on the correct speed and use it in the correct way, you won't get that heat build-up. So once we start getting down to the clear, I then get a little bit gentler with it. So we just tickle it off. Once it's down enough, or I'm close enough to the nail bed that I start to get worried, I will then switch over to a fine safety bit, because I can have that on a lower speed and we can just take the rest of that colour off. So just tickling that over, gentle, keep it moving, lift it off, go back, lift it off, go back. There you go, see, just little bits at a time. It's actually quite quick to do a take off. It will probably take me around 30 to 40 minutes to take off a whole acrylic design like this, prep and get ready for a redesign. The actual acrylic section doesn't take me that long, the actual design bit, so not a lengthy process. Most sets like this that I've been doing recently take me between 2 and 2.5 hours for a redesign. Depends on what they have, depends on how busy my day is, but like I said to you before, I don't like rushing. I do like to take my time because I'm trying to improve my skills. If I get a lot faster, then I may potentially add another client in per day, but at the moment I'm quite happy with doing the 3. I did 4 yesterday and I did 4 Tuesday, but just 3 today. I only videoed this one, however, so I think 1 a day is probably going to be my limit for filming, to be fair, because it is now 9:30 at night. I did my food shop really late. I need to go upstairs to bed. So just switching that out to my fine bit. I'm going to brush some of that dust off first. Okay, so my fine safety bit, and we tickle up those edges, and I use this to remove the last of that colour if I can, and to remove any lifting. Can you see that white area on that corner? That's lifted acrylic, that's why it's white. So when I go to file that in, I file in behind it, so I'm not filing onto the natural nail. If you file behind it, it will just flick off. You can still see some left on there, and in actual fact I go back to the thumb to remove that. So that's what I'm doing, just taking that colour right down. I apologise for my phone going off. I've been messaging people tonight just before I started doing the voiceover, so So yeah, a little close up there. So I'm just getting as much of that lifted acrylic off. It wasn't too bad, she had a bit. If you're in any doubt, when you first start, it can be a little bit difficult to recognise where the lifting is. Pretty much, if you've got a white edge there, it's lifted. So you need to make sure you get that off. I still make mistakes sometimes. I don't always take the right amount off. So if you're getting too low down and you're worried about using the e-file, switch to a hand file. It's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. So I do this to all of the nails. There you go. You can just see that bit flick off. Do this to all of the nails, and then once we've done that, I then push the cuticles back. I tend to do the file off first because then I find I can get to the nail growth area better. So I like to do it that way. It's just the way I work. So just tickling that off. Now when I've got this bit on, it's usually around a 12 to a 14. So it's not full speed, it's half speed. And you're literally touching it. You don't have to put pressure on. That's the key with the e-file. You know, let the e-file do the work. So cuticle pusher, push back all those cuticles. We're making sure we get any non-living tissue off that nail plate. So do that to all the fingers. You see that, you know, you think that there's not a lot there, but actually when you do this, the cuticle pusher that I'm currently using is the Glitter Planet's Outer Space Pusher. They do have newer models now, but this one works really well. Oh yeah, I still really want the Navy Pro Tools ones. However, I've just ordered my Christmas Survival Kit from CJP, so I've got lots of clear acrylic and liquid coming ready for the busy Christmas season. And I'm finding this last week that lots of people are having nudes or glitters. So there's that lifting, can you see that? So just file in behind it and it will just flip off. Nice and easy. Coming in with a hand file, and we are just etching that growth area, making sure there is no shine left on there. Something I realised when I was filing, I'm still filing better on one side than the other, and it's showing in my work because I'm getting lifting on this right hand side because I'm spending longer filing my left hand side because I'm right handed. So that's something I'm going to be working on this next week, is to make sure that I cross hatch. So by cross hatching, I mean when you file the left hand side, you're filing towards the right. When you do the right hand side, you're filing towards the left, and that way you get a nice cross hatch. I was shown to do this on the Back to Basics workshop we did, but you know, I'm already in a bad habit, so I've got to try and break that habit. But retention is getting lots better anyway. I am regularly getting 3-4 plus weeks from clients, which is really good. So once I've done with my hand file, I'll then come in with my skittle bit. I obviously stop to talk to her then. Do that a lot. All day. Just talking. We had a very fun day today actually, and at the point that I was doing her acrylic design, I sort of stopped 3/4 of the way through because my next client turned up an hour early, but it was fine. We all had a little chin wag, as you do when you're a home-based salon, or home-based, not even a salon, you can't call it that, can you? Home-based tech. So yeah, coming in with my skittle bit. I left this in today because I haven't left any finish filing in, but I find this so satisfying. Look at all that. So despite me doing all that prep already, you've still got that. If you don't have an e-file, if you're doing this by hand, if you're in any doubt, prep twice, because I can guarantee you'll get more than you think. But I love the skittle bit, it just literally lifts it off. Look at all that. Once we have done that, we wipe all the nails over. So I use Prep Spray Plus, and I am dehydrating as I go. So you wait for that dehydrator to go matte, then get your bead on. Tap it around the cuticle, swipe down. And again, you can see the dehydrator work. So the reason I've started doing it this way is because I don't think I need to dehydrate twice, but we'll find out, won't we? When Bev comes back, we'll see what her lifting's like next time. So I'll try and remember to film her next set so we can have a look and see how the dehydrator worked, just doing it the once. So I'm using Prep Spray Plus, which is a dehydrator, and then Brush On Dehydrator as well. The two things that can help avoid lifting is not dehydrating and leaving it too long before you put your acrylic on, because it does evaporate. So if you know you're going to be more than 3 or 4 minutes, then dehydrate again. So on this ring finger, we are doing a full glitter, so I'm just putting some of that. I think we're using Honey Pearl from CJP, watery base of that down, and then we are using a glitter that I got from the Glitter Fairy. This is Peach Satin Multicut, and I like this one. It's a soft glitter because it's satin, it's not really shiny. Gives a really nice soft look, and actually I thought this colour worked really well. I used these in the spring and summer, but I thought this worked really well for this time of year, something a little bit different. So just getting that coverage on there, making sure it's nice and tidy. Making sure we've got the coverage we want. Make sure it's nice and flat, and we're going to give that a little while to dry before we cap. And then on this middle finger, we are going in with the Honey Pearl at the top, and we are going to do a glitter fade. So that bead goes on there, and you just tap around the side, sort of tuck it in, pull it down. Now I need more coverage at the cuticle than I do at the tip, so I'm just going to make sure I've got a nice cover there. So a little bit more, and then I picked up a little bit too much glitter on that one, but yeah, put the glitter on the edge, and then I'm going to fade it back just to get that nice fade out look. Beautiful. And then onto the pinky, we are doing a full finger of Honey Pearl as we are on the index finger and the thumb. So first bead goes on, get that cuticle nice and neat. Second bead on that free edge. This is not the right way to do it, it's just the way that I do it. Or it's not the way you're trained usually, but this works for me. I am not capping the Honey Pearl, they are strength powders. What do I mean by strength powders? So CJP's Crystal Glass and most of their cover pinks are strength powders. They're the core acrylics, and that means that they are strong and they can build with and everything, so you don't necessarily have to cap. I do with some colours just because I like to save on my colour pots. On others it's because they are design powders. Design powders are not strength, and they need to be sandwiched between clear acrylic, and clear acrylic is the strongest and the best adhesive acrylic that CJP do. So by putting that thin clear base, not only do I give a nice base to file back to, so I'm not filing back onto natural nail, but I'm also adding that durability there as well. So all the 3 nude fingers I have just done in Honey Pearl, and then once I've finished those 3 nails, I then go back and cap. I file off camera and I have left in a little video and a photo of the finished result. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new, I've got another new subscriber today. Thank you very much for subscribing. Please forgive my mistakes. Please enjoy my successes. And I will be back very, very soon with another video. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. So just capping that finger, I didn't leave the filing in, so there's just a video and a photo. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time.